Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Can you hear me? Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Those of you on YouTube. Sorry about that. Okay. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. You're watching this name at the platform where we speak truth to power. So do apologize. I was talking away and I forgot that the volume was out. I had the button pressed down. The button, but the mute was muted, so I couldn't. You wouldn't hear me. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching this name at the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me know if you can hear me now. I think I've resolved that. I do apologize for that mishap there, because many would have been watching me thinking, "What's going on?" Particularly on YouTube and Facebook. So I do apologize for that intermittent breakdown. So the song is saying, "How long are we going to suffer?" We need to really wake up in Africa as a whole. So this Pastor Adeboye, they call him, the Pastor Enoch Adeboye, has declared that glorious days when Nigerian currency was more valuable than its American equivalent dollar will soon return. I mean, that is what does that even mean? Pastor Adeboye made the statement on Sunday during a sermon titled Uncommon Miracles at the September Thanksgiving Church National Headquarters in Butemeta, Lagos. The clergyman recalled how he experienced uncommon financial miracles in his early days as the leader of the church. So, according to him, the Nigerian naira was stronger than the dollar and had more purchasing power than now. He then prayed that such glorious days will return. I'm sorry, how long are we going to continue to believe this kind of frankly, it's a waste of our time. Now, people will say, if you don't want it, move on. But you are actually misleading people with this kind of statement. That's what I wanted to say. You are actually misleading people with this kind of statement. And that's what we need to try and address. I mean, I may not stay long on the broadcast. But I really want us to really address this central issue that many of us, we listen to these people, we hang on their every word, and we think, oh, great, my pastor has spoken, so let me listen to what he's saying. And that's dangerous. That is dangerous. How can this statement, it is a reckless statement. Please tap and share. Give us love and like on TikTok. So follow us on TikTok. And give us a follow, help us grow the platform. We'll endeavor to do as much broadcast as possible on the platforms of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or X now, and of course TikTok. I really want us to really wake up from this. It is sad that then he goes on to say he then prayed that such glorious days will return when naira was stronger than dollar. Don't worry, those days will return. It says here, don't worry, those days will return, Pastor Adeboye said, realizing a reluctant response of amen, from the congregation. You see, even the congregation are waking up, realizing the reluctant response of amen from the congregation. The clergyman quickly added, "Oh, I know you won't believe me. If the Lord I serve is still on the throne, those glorious days will return. Maybe when it happens, you will know that there is a God of miracles," he said. Now, that is interesting. Even the people he was preaching to, did not believe him. They no longer have a sense of belief in what he's preaching. And that is what I really wanted to come out and say today. You would have thought that he would have urged the president, he would have urged the government to ensure, instead of just making this kind of statement like this, we wanted to, and we expect to hear from those clergymen and the pastor and the imams to say, like, you know what you could do for us as government. Our people are really suffering. Fix the refineries. Why is he silent on that? Why is Pastor Adeboye silent on the call to fix? Why isn't it saying to them, Mr. President or the ruling party, please, we would like you to fix the refineries. Go ahead, fix our refineries, make the lives of our people better. If you keep saying to us, oh, glorious days will return, and our government is not taking concrete steps to ensure that our manufacturing base is functioning, then how can we get anything? How can we achieve anything? How can we? So I'm not here to, it's not abuse. I'm not even interested in abusing. But I just find that the pastors and the imams, they are making statements that are reckless. They are just not really listening to the concerns of the people. They're not listening to the concerns of the people. And that's why that song is playing in the background. How long gonna go to suffer? That's why it's playing in the background. Because it's trying to tell you, look, guys, this is not right. What is going on here is not right. We need you to please, begin to answer and cater for the needs of the people. That is what this program is about today. Is how we can. I want us to begin as citizens, as Africans as a whole, to begin to actually reject this kind of nonsense from all of this so-called prayer warriors or whatever they want to call themselves. I mean, he said here, he said when naira was stronger than dollar, don't worry, those days will return. Pastor Adeboye said, realizing a reluctant response of amen. So people were reluctant to even say amen. He quickly added, the clergyman quickly added, oh, I know you won't believe me. If the Lord I serve is still on the throne, those days will return. I mean, maybe when that happens, you will know that there is a God of miracles. We're not interested in miracles. We just forget the miracles, Pastor Adeboye and others like you. We're not interested in miracles. We want the government to do the needful. You see, it is when the government is not doing the needful that everybody is now looking to miracles. The government should fix the refineries. Please tap the screen for us. Help us tap on the screen as you join in and subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Follow us on TikTok. Give us a follow. And also, of course, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. We really appreciate you as you're joining us. What we are saying is that as Africans, we have been fooled for so long. In the middle of all of these pastors praying to us, in the middle of these pastors telling us to pray, and the Imams telling us to pray, why have they been silent in the face of African resources being looted? Why are these pastors, I have a question for them, why are these pastors silent in the face of our resources being looted by colonials? Why? Why are they not doing anything? Why is it that they just come to tell us to believe in this, to pray to this, to pray to that, when the people who are oppressing us, who are taking our resources from Africa, 14 African countries have had their resources taken by France? The currencies that we are using in Africa is worthless. So no prayer will fix that. No prayer can fix what I'm saying here. What we need is collective action. And what the pastors and imams are doing is what I like to term, they're psychologically trying to get us to become, in a state of inertia, to just keep believing in lies. What you say, the days when the naira will become equal to dollar, the only one way that will happen is the day when Nigeria stops using dollar, stops accepting dollar inside Nigeria. The only time when naira will become equal to dollar is the day when Nigeria, the government of Nigeria, abandons the dollar and decides that if you want my oil, you will pay for me in naira. You will pay the value I choose. We don't control the value of the oil. We don't control the quantity of the oil. There is nothing we control in the price of the oil or the rate at which the rate of our naira. We control nothing. We're not in control of anything. So this I magically say, oh, I'm going to pray. Let us pray. Oh, let us just go and pray. If you pray, this and that is nonsense. We need to wake up. I'm here to really speak truth to power and encourage us all to stop believing these lies. They are lies. They are pure lies with no basis. Let me also add, for those of you who are joining, in the Constitution, it says, please, I want you to know that the religions of Islam and Christianity, they have no constitutional powers. They are just there for you to, if you want to pray, you can pray. You don't even need these pastors and imams to pray. You don't need the pastors and imams to pray. You don't. All you need to do is your body is a temple. Everybody knows this. You can pray within your mind. You can pray on the street. You can pray. You don't have to go and sit down and listen to somebody telling you lies. These are lies that that are telling us, and they're not providing solutions. They are not calling on the government. You will know that what they're saying. He knows. He knows the people don't believe in him anymore. People are not saying amen. He said it. Listen to the words. He said, realizing that a reluctant response of amen from the congregation, the clergyman quickly added, "Oh, I know you don't believe me." Of course, who is going to believe? People are waking up. People are beginning to wake up because they realize that the churches and the mosques are lying to them. And I wanted to add to that. I want to add to that for people to really know that these bad people are lying to us. I need you to know that within the Constitution, please tap the screen, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, and of course on TikTok. Give us a follow, help us share. We would endeavor to be doing regular live broadcasts on here on a daily basis as fast as possible on all platforms at the same time. We're trying to build that, so do bear with us. So what I'm saying here, what I'm really saying to you, what I'm really saying here is all of us, we need to really understand that these religions, they are nothing but deceptions. They are nothing but deceptions designed to take our minds away from taking collective action to free ourselves. What Pastor Adeboye that you see in the picture should be doing, what he should be doing is telling Nigerians, telling the government, not the citizens, telling the citizens, look, the government, look, for naira to become equal to dollars, we must stop accepting dollars as a legal tender in Nigeria. And we are currently accepting dollar as legal tender in Nigeria because people pay for school fees in dollars. They pay for rent in dollars. They pay for other things in dollars. They pay for hotels in dollars. And this has been going on since 1980 in Nigeria. But this pastor is not dealing with that. He should be putting pressure on the government saying, no, this is not right. If Nigeria is a sovereign country that you say, then there's only one currency that should be sovereign in Nigeria. And that currency should be our naira. You should immediately stop accepting dollars. You should make sure that you now start controlling the price, the rate of our naira against the dollar, not leaving it to so-called market forces. We're not in any market. We're not manufacturing. If you're going to be in the market forces, you need to understand when they talk about market forces, this thing about, we are in market forces will determine. To be in the market forces, you have to be producing something. So, Pastor Adeboye, please tell us, what is Nigeria producing? We are only exporting oil, and half of that is being looted by the crooks, many of the crooks in power. Instead of them to fix the refinery, they don't want to fix it. And unfortunately, by not fixing the refinery, they are actually doing the bidding of those who want to continue to extract wealth from us. Because the longer we continue to import processed oil, we are going to spend trillions and trillions of naira on importing something that we can produce ourselves. Why is the pastor not talking about that? That makes economic sense here to me. Our government, as much as the palliative that they're giving us, those palliative, because of the rate of the dollar, because we are pegged to the dollar in a crazy way, every time you put any money on the palliative, it is sucked up by the dollar. The dollar is hoovering up your wealth. And that is what is going on. I hope many people realize what we're saying here. It's not saying it to upset somebody or to get angry, but a responsible comment. I mean, these people call themselves our elders. And to talk in this manner, to come up with this kind of ridiculous statement, the naira will return. Let me read it to you again. I want you to understand. When naira was stronger than the dollar, don't worry, those days will return. So let me read to you from the top. Let's just go from the top. It's for those of you who are joining us. Please don't forget to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, the platform where we speak truth to power. In the background, you're hearing the song. It's a song I wrote. It's called How Long Gonna Get It Suffer? And we are suffering. The reason why we're coming on air and talking about discussions like this is to awaken our people to know that this idea of these religions that they are telling us to believe in, Christianity and Islam, as far as Africa is concerned, it is nothing more than trickery. Whilst they are praying in the churches and the mosque, our resources are being taken away in two ways. The French continuation of colonization of the states that they colonized in Africa, the pact for the continuation of colonization is going on right now. 4 countries have now said we are staying away, i.e. Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea, and Niger. Now, the case with Guinea and with Gabon, we have to watch that very closely. It seems like still France is not really saying much on that front. France is not saying much on the front about okay, we want them to return to democracy and all of this stuff. They're not as vociferous in calling for somebody to go and take the place over like they're doing with Niger. So that is a concern. But let me read to you what Pastor Adeboye said again. So sorry about this. It just took me some time. Those of you joining, let me read to you. Don't forget, as you're watching Citizen AY on YouTube, please subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth about. Help us grow the platform. We really appreciate your support. Like I said, I'm just checking 1 or 2 things, just to making sure that it's all running as intended, as it should. I may stay for some time, Yeah, they do like foreign things. I agree with you. Godwin Owocho, yes. Governor Wojo, yes. So you're right, they do like foreign things. But what we're saying is this: it is not so much that they like foreign things. And that is, you see, the fact that Nigerians, and that's a very good point you raise, my brother. The fact that Nigerians like foreign things, it is because we've been conditioned to behave in that manner. We've been conditioned for so long to behave in that manner. Now it is up to us to now begin to change that. It is up to us to now begin to change our mindset. And the only way to change our mindset is to stop taking in the daily dose of religious inertia, because that's what they're giving us. They're giving us a daily dose of inertia, a religious inertia, so that we become dependent on what they say and not take collective action ourselves. As many of you on this platform will know, Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, I've often spoken about the 2 powers that we possess in Nigeria, and I'm really trying. I also see that this is something that actually we must promote across the whole of Africa, because our leaders, many of the African leaders, they have let the citizens down. Many of our African leaders have let the citizens down, and now we, the citizens, must begin to take control. Now, in the case of Nigeria, I can only speak for Nigeria. I can't speak for other countries. In the case of Nigeria, I know that within the Constitution we have 2 powers, and these 2 powers I'm going to read to you as citizens. And I'll read it. For those of you who are on TikTok, you may not see the words, but I'll read it to you. And again, I might show it to those of you who are on Facebook and on YouTube. Now, please, if you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us grow the platform. We really appreciate you. And those of you joining us on TikTok, please follow, give us a like, follow. We are talking about the issue of the statement made by Pastor Adeboye when he said, he declared that glorious days when naira currency was more valuable than its American equivalent dollar will soon return. And I'm saying that you're making a false promise for the people. It is not going to return. It is another false promise. And thankfully the people woke up. He went on to say that let me see what he said here. Let's read from the top. So I can fill you in. Those of you joining us, let me read from the top. The General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, has declared that glorious days when naira currency was more valuable than its American equivalent dollar will soon return. That's pie in the sky. It will never happen. For as long as we do not take corrective action as our government, i.e. fixing our refineries, that's what you should be joining in. Why is the pastors and imams, why are they silent on asking on the fact that our government has not fixed the refineries? If the government is making the plans, it is not obvious. The government is talking about palliatives. The best palliative you can do for Nigeria is to fix the refinery. The best palliative you can do for Nigeria in the short and medium and long term, in all cases, is to fix the refinery. So why is he not joining us in calling on the government and saying to the government, we are asking you as a government to ease the pains of our people. When you start producing oil, the price of oil for 200 million Nigerians will drop, and they'll be able to do things a bit more. It will make their lives slightly better. And you back that up by refusing to accept dollars as a currency, of exchange, because the dollar. I'm going to show you a picture. I'll come back another time and show you a picture where our naira is only, for every $1, our naira is worth only point 0.0013. One naira is only worth 0.0013 of the dollar. That means that it is not even worth 1p, our naira. So when you are talking about, it says here, he declared that, he declared this statement, he said, now let me just read that to you, and then to make you, so you can see how ridiculous this statement is and why we need to challenge it. He says here, he prayed that such glorious days will return. So let me just read it again. He said, the glorious days when Nigerian currency was more valuable than its American equivalent dollar will soon return. But it will not return if our government do not fix our refineries. It is not, you see, this is what I'm saying. There is no basis upon the statement. There's no basis on which we can actually take seriously what he's saying. It is just a statement, a throwaway statement that does not listen to or deal with the concerns of the people. If he was saying, the government of the day, please fix the refineries, if he was doing that and actually it would have been far better if Pastor Adeboye, Pastor Oyedepo, Imam this, Imam that, and all of the Imams come into a meeting. All the kings, they came into a meeting. They called a meeting with the king, with the government, President Tinubu, and say, look, our people are suffering. We feel their pains. The best solution, Mr. President, I know you are giving palliative. The best solution is to fix the refinery. We need you to give us a roadmap of a timetable of how that's planned. That's how those 4 refineries. The 4 refineries are Warri, Kaduna, Port Harcourt 1, Port Harcourt 2. If those 4 refineries can be fixed, that would mean that the price of oil will drop. Because that means that we are not going to be spending more money importing processed oil. And that is sad. We don't control the rate in which the naira is floated on the foreign exchange. We're not. And why are we putting ourselves in that situation? We need to start controlling the value of our naira. Leaving it to somebody. I've just told you. Every single naira is only worth 0.0013 of the dollar. And this is the reality. I'm doing something at the minute which I want to see if I can show you. No, I can't show you now. I'll have to do it another time. But I wanted to show, I'm trying to make us really understand that the pastors like this making statements like this that are truly just not helping. It is not helping the situation at all. And I think we need to call them out. It's not about abusing anybody. It's not about calling anybody names, because I don't believe in calling names, as you all know. Season we're the platform where we speak truth to power. We don't engage in name calling. We don't engage in all of that. We don't engage in any of that, because we realize that, it's the problems that will not solve the problems that the people are facing. To call somebody name, oh you're this, oh you're that, oh this, it's not going to solve the problem. What we're looking at is to find ways in which our people can work together and begin to hold their governors to account. And one such way is what I'm going to show to you now. I'm going to read section 14.2a. I'm reading it off head, and it goes like this. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. I'm going to read that again, so that for those of you, maybe if I read it fast, I'll read it again. This is about the powers that we possess as currently now in Nigeria. Even in this fraudulent 1999 constitution, the powers we possess as citizens right now in Nigeria that we can use. And I want us to really begin to take that on board. That is what I'm really trying to get us to understand. I'm very, very aware that people are not aware of these powers for over the last 24 years. And I'm trying to do something here. We are actually trying to do a program here where we can translate that constitution into Yoruba language, into Igbo, into Efik, into into Isha, language, all of this stuff. We are trying to make sure that our people knows their rights, because many of us don't speak English. English is not our mother tongue. Yoruba is our mother tongue. So I don't quite know why we're having to have English as a language. We should be using a language, an African language, as a common language. We should be. Because when you're using a foreign language as a common language, guess what? That language is actually controlling your economy, because you have to defer to that language. And that is what is happening to us. So anyway, let me go back again. I want to read to you section 14.2a. 14.2a states, I'm reading off head. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. What does that mean in actual words? What does that mean? It means that you watching me, if you're a Nigerian, every single Nigerian watching me, we are collectively sovereigns. We are collectively sovereigns. And we have powers, which I'm going to read to you. We have powers to hold our governance to account. And one of the things you need to understand is that the powers that the government are using to govern us, they derive it from you and me as citizens. For that reason, as sovereigns, we have every right to hold them to account. Now, how do we hold our governors to account? We hold them to account in this very key section of the 1999 Constitution. 14.2c of the 1999 Constitution states, the participation by the people in their government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. That is what it says in the Constitution. Section 14.2c. The participation by the people in their government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. What does that actually mean in layman terms? It means that you, as a citizen, you have the power to monitor your government. You have the power to hold them to account. You have the power to question them, to demand answers for them as citizens. And how you use it is by daily exercising your powers as a sovereign. Because 14.2c says, the participation by the people in their government shall be assured in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. That means that 14.2c recognizes, the Constitution recognizes that you are a sovereign. And being a sovereign, you can use the powers of sovereignty within your local government area, your state, to question your local government chairman, your state house of assembly members, your house of reps, your senators, even your governors. You have these powers. But like I said, for over 24 years, that has been hidden from all of us. And I'm hoping that by doing programs like this, we can begin to wake our people up. That is the idea behind this simple plan that we've got in place. And I really want us to really look at and understand that the plan of those in power, and it's not just in Nigeria, it's sadly one whereby they continue to join hands with the colonials to exploit their own people. That's a sad reality. I was watching a video today. One guy from Ghana spoke about Nana Akufo-Addo and the fact that $300 billion has gone missing, of which he's only spent $30 billion on education, and the rest, $270 billion, has gone missing. And these are things going missing. And we're familiar with that in Nigeria, sadly. We are familiar with lots of money missing. Umaru Diko money, billions gone. Abacha money, billions gone. And even some are still being returned now as we speak. These are telling us that those who we saw, they want us to actually, they've been saying vote for me and everything else. They are only lining their pockets with public money. And they are doing a serious disservice to the people they're meant to serve. And that is why we are trying to encourage you as citizens to now recognize the powers that you possess and how to use those powers So, ladies and gentlemen, please, if you're watching this broadcast, please subscribe. You are, of course, watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit the notification button, give us thumbs up. How do you do that? Let me show you how you can help us. Go ahead. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. So, just go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY. Hit the notification button, give us thumbs up. So, we really appreciate that. So, that would be a great help. That would be a great help for us. So, those of you on YouTube, we'll just show you that as well. We'd like you to go ahead and subscribe to Citizen A1 YouTube, hit the notification button, and of course, give us the thumbs up. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. It's really, really important to help us grow the platform on YouTube. We will be doing more programs on my X Space as well. We'll be doing more programs on X Space in due course. But for now, what we're trying to do is to raise awareness. Again, so now you can see that those powers, if Pastor Adeboye and the Imams are serious about helping the citizens, they should join us in letting the people know the powers that they possess, such like I'm doing. They should be promoting this. They should be promoting. Every church should have section 14.2a, 14.2c in it. As they're coming in, they're giving it to them at the door. But the churches don't want that because they don't want the people to be empowered. Once the people are empowered, they cannot collect money from them. That's what they said. That's their simple business model. And so when they're saying this now, they're trying to keep the people enslaved and prevent them from actually being able to use their brain to hold their governors to account and demand for and get a better quality of life. So I wanted to read one section of the Constitution again. Section 1.3. For many of you that believe that the Bible, and you hold your Bible, I've seen many of you. You see, I've shown you. I Bible this. You hold the Bible. Yes, the Bible is this. The Bible, this one is a Mormon one. Somebody gave me, and I'm not interested to be honest. I'm just showing it, and I was going to bin it, but it illustrates perfectly. It says Bible. The Book of Mormon. They didn't want to say Bible. Another testament of Jesus Christ. But it's the same. It's the same thing. They're holding you're holding a Bible and believing in all those lies, and in actual fact, it's actually holding you back. Because the powers that you possess, this Bible hasn't got the powers that I'm about to read to you on the screen. Let me read this to you. Those of you who are on Facebook and YouTube, the powers that you possess as citizens and what is within the Constitution that explains that your powers as a sovereign is more superior than that of the Bible. You remember I read to you section 14.2a, which I'm going to read, which goes like this. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. For the purposes of making it clear, I'm going to read it again. Section 14.2a of the 1999 Constitution, we know it's a fraud, but I'm telling you the powers that you possess within it. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. That's 14.2a. 14.2c, the participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. Again, these are powers that you possess. There is no power that you possess in this Bible that you can use in Nigeria. This Bible doesn't have any power for you. I've just read you two powers. There is nothing in the Bible that you cannot state that is relevant to you in Nigeria that is actually binding on the Constitution. There is nothing. And I'm hoping that many people will understand that this Bible and all of these books, they are there to confuse. They are there to enslave your mind. We are here to wake you up. We are here to make you realize that these are trickery. And when a pastor says, "Oh, I see a time when naira will be more than the dollar," and that is just it's an empty statement. Anybody can make that statement. I can make that statement. But because it's sitting on a pulpit, and a pulpit which has no powers, by the way, the pulpit has no powers. Let me explain to you again. Section 1.3 of the 1999 Constitution. Section 1, subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution. This is where you know that the Bible and the Quran has no powers. And I'm trying to show those of you watching. This is where you will know they have no powers. So the 1999 Constitution confers powers on we the citizens. Like I said, 14.2a, 14.2c. Powers of sovereignty and powers to hold our governors to account. The Bible does not confer you any powers to hold your government to account. It makes you a slave to your government. It makes you see yourself as I'm a sinner, I'm a slave, I bow to my government. That's what the job of the Bible and the Quran is doing, enslaving our mind. And that's what we are trying to wake you up from, to hopefully begin to understand that collectively we must do this work together. We must free ourselves. I know I came in very quick, and I may come back on the live broadcast later on. I'll be expecting that I'll be doing a broadcast with our economy, I think, on Oduduwa TV radio. So I'll be back later on with that. But this is a very important topic, and I felt that it was a topic that we could not ignore, and that is why I'm doing this broadcast. So I do beg your pardon if it suddenly just came without warning. I went swimming today, and the swimming went well. I did 3,040 meters in the pool. That's 152 lengths in the pool. So I try and keep myself going and do things to keep my spirits up and my health going. But like I said, what I want us all to really understand in all of this is this: the purpose of what we're doing here is to call out all these imams and pastors. They are telling you to believe, naira will be equal to dollar. But how? How actually would that work? How will that happen? It's one thing to just say, oh yes, it will happen. I see it. This and that. I command it. That's not going to change anything. That's not. That is why we're saying to you all, please, those of you supporting this Pastor Adeboye and all of these things, they are deceiving you. You need to use your own, think for yourself, and we are trying to give you the ability to know the powers you possess. Again, I'm going to read to you section 1.3 of the Constitution. It states, if any other law is inconsistent with the provisions of this Constitution shall prevail, and that other law shall, to the extent of the inconsistency, be void. So that means that you holding on to that Bible tightly, yes, Jesus, this and that. The Bible has no power over your constitution. The Bible will not force your government to fix your roads. The Bible will not, or the Quran will not force your government to fix your light. The Bible or the Quran, they have no powers to compel your government to fix the light. But you have those powers in the 1999 Constitution, which I've been reading to you. Section 14.2a, Section 14.2c. 14.2a, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this Constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 14.2a. 14.2c, the participation by the people in their government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. These are real powers that you possess. There are no real powers that you possess in the Bible. They will tell you, read this psalm, read that psalm. On a personal level, yes, you can read it. As a Quran, you can read that. But when it comes to getting the government to fix your refinery, because they're saying now, they're saying to you, oh, it doesn't matter. But they're telling you at the same time to believe in a government that is refusing to fix the refineries that would make the price of oil drop. If they fix those 4 refineries, they will be saving 1.3 trillion naira. They will be saving 1.3 trillion naira if they fix those refineries, because that would mean that the price of oil that we are buying at the pumps will drop significantly. What is being done? Our government is throwing our own money, giving it away for free to the US and others, because we have to import the oil. They will charge us the rate they want, and our money, more of our money, will be used to buy oil that is only lasting for 3 months and we've taken a loan for. And that is what we are trying to change. I hope many people see what I'm saying. I hope what I'm saying makes sense. Please subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Once again, just a gentle reminder, I'd like you all to go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. So go ahead, those of you on YouTube, subscribe, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up. Help us reach more people. We are really grateful for your support. And also, again, those of you who are on Facebook, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up. We're really grateful for you tuning in and joining us on our broadcast. And every one of you watching, I may not see your name on the screen right now, be it on TikTok, be it on Facebook, be it on YouTube. We thank you all so much for taking the time to join us. We thank you for watching the program. Please do share. Endeavor to share. Don't forget, give us thumbs up. Those of you on YouTube, give us thumbs up. help us reach more people, help this platform grow. We really need your support. The kind of information that we're sharing, you simply won't find it anywhere else. We're not here to try and talk about or blame anybody. We're trying to give you a pathway, a solution that you can take use of and use yourself within your community to begin to free yourselves. And critically, we're encouraging the collective responsibility, taking collective responsibility to begin to hold our governors to account, using the powers as stated. What are those powers? 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 14.2a. 14.2c. The participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of the constitution. Now, Pastor Adeboye, Oyedepo, all the Imams, they are not telling you about these powers. Think for a minute. Why is that? Could it be that if they told you about those powers, they know that you will not be going to the church because you know what you need to do? They need you to believe in the lies that they're telling you. Because to tell the congregation that naira, it sees a time when the naira will be equal to or more than the dollar. It's just, it's such an, it's so sad to hear that kind of comment. And then they would be telling us, oh, men of God is this, men of God is that. And that's really sad. Listen to the words. Listen. According to him, the naira was stronger than the dollar and had more purchasing power then than now. But everybody knows that. We all know that. That's the reason why we are calling on the government to fix the refinery. To stop accepting, the government should outlaw the payment for, even the NNPC are demanding for payment for the oil that they're going to buy in dollars. But Pastor Adeboye doesn't see that. Pastor Adeboye and others don't see that. So the frustration for us when we come and do live broadcast like this is sad that those so-called pastors, they only see where they can take out funds, where they can grab funds, where they can, exploit the people. And they're not seeing how they can actually help the people and actually be there for them. And they are part of a system oppressing their own people. In effect, if you can see that there's a solution and the people have powers, but you refuse to tell the people about those powers for fear that it might wake them up and it renders your business model useless. That is self-preservation. That is what is going on. It's all about self-preservation. Those of you on TikTok, please give us a thumbs up and give us likes. We do, welcome you giving gifts and things if you want to on there. Please subscribe to ZNAY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Help us grow the platform. We're trying to really do as much as possible on various platforms and to grow it. And the problem, of course, not problem, the issue is, of course, time and everything else. And we will try and do as much as we can. Every time we do streaming, we will endeavor that we do the streaming not only on YouTube and Facebook, but also on Twitter at the same time, simultaneously. That way people are part of this, So, Mariam Dorange, thank you very much. Thank you for that. I appreciate the like there. So let me follow you. I'm following you there, Mariam. So now, what I'm saying there, and others as well, what we are saying, I saw a broadcast where a Ghanaian brother, was complaining about the Ghanaian president, Akufo-Addo, that he's stolen $300 billion, of which he said he's used $30 billion on education, but they don't see it. They said they got factories, they don't see it. They said they got schools, they don't see it. They got light, they don't see it. See, many of the African leaders are doing the same thing, and we are calling on them not to. We're calling on them not to. We're calling on our people. It's time we, the people, begin to exercise our powers, and that's what I'm trying to encourage in Nigeria. The powers. This book here. This book has no power. This book that you're looking at, those of you on YouTube and Facebook, this book here, it has zero powers, and you on TikTok, you'll see it as well. This book, the Bible, they're all Bible, they're all the same thing. Mormon, whatever, Testament, and all that stuff. These are all books designed to enslave your mind as Africans. It's time we woke up. The pastor Adeboye saying to us, according to Nigeria was stronger than the dollar and had more purchasing power then than now. Okay, and then he goes on to say, he then prayed that such glorious days will return. He can pray all he wants, and this is what I want you to understand, guys. Prayer without effort is zero. If they were saying, we've started fixing the refineries, let us pray and work together, that those who are fixing it, they will fix it and it will come on schedule and on time. That's okay, I can reason with that. But what they should be doing is putting pressure that those refineries should be fixed. I don't see that happening. And that is why the platform where we speak to our citizens, we are here to raise alarm, to help us understand that these pastors, we need to call them out. It is truly unacceptable. It is truly unacceptable. The lies that are being told, the kind of things that they're telling us to believe in, when in actual fact, if the pastor and the imams had come up and said, you know what, our government, we are joining with the people and we want you to fix the refineries because our people are suffering. I feel the pains. And if the pastor could say, when I come to the church, when I tell the people to say amen, they don't say amen because they are suffering. So the government, we are calling on you, please fix the refineries, fix those 4 refineries to bring the price of oil down. Now that is much more intelligent thinking. Now we can see that you're on the side of the people. But when you're just coming and you make a statement, the days of the dollar will return, how will it return? What exactly will make the dollar return to its normal value? I want to know. What exactly will make it return to its normal, the naira to return its normal value without taking any action? And just because you say so will not make it so. It requires action. It requires collective action. It requires holding our government to account. So these are the kind of things that I really want to that I bring on board. And of course, those of you watching us, you all know this is the platform. Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth power. We really need your support. Help us grow the platform. We welcome stars. Those of you who are on Facebook, we welcome super chats. And of course, so above all else, we welcome subscribing, joining us. The more you can subscribe to join us on YouTube, the better. We really need that support. We're grateful. We're trying to get to a milestone of 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. Please, let's help us do that. We are currently at about 2,000 something, but we want to get to 5,000. And interestingly, unfortunately, YouTube and Facebook are very much doing the same thing. One of our channels that we had before, we had Oduduwa TV Radio. Now they said because of an infringement, they suddenly demonetized it. It was demonetized, and we were just beginning to grow that platform, and it was doing well, and it was really reaching a lot more people. And YouTube decided to now say, oh, no, we demonetized it, and they just scuppered that. So we've had to start a new one. So we are taking this opportunity to ask those of you who are watching us, go ahead and subscribe to Oduduwa TV Radio 2 on YouTube also. But above all, first thing first, let us make sure we populate Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us grow the platform. We thank each and every one of you joining us. We are grateful for your support, and every one of you tuning in. I appreciate you. And on TikTok, we'll be doing this broadcast. We'll be coming out on a daily basis. I'm hoping that we can build that up and then get things really functioning, really cooking. There's a lot to say. There's a lot we need to do. For example, now, many of you may not be aware of Federal Accounts Allocation Committee. There's a monthly account allocation that comes to all of the local government area, each and every one. There's a monthly account that comes to every local government area. Those funds, they are never released until 4 or 5 months after they've got into the hands of the legislators, and they've looted that money, and that money is not used to fix your community. I'm telling you that you possess powers right now that you can use to hold them to account. And we're trying to show you those powers. That's why this 14.2a and 14.2c is so important. But like I said, you will not see, there is nowhere in the Bible that it tells you that as a citizen of Nigeria, that you possess powers that you can use to hold your government to account. There is nowhere in the Quran that it tells you that there is a power that you possess that you can use to hold your government to account to fix your light or your road. They got no powers, because it says, Section 1.3 states Please give us thumbs up and give us a like. Hit the tap the screen as you're joining us. Tap, help us grow. Help us tap and grow. Please tap the screen. Hit the like button. Help us grow. We appreciate you all. What I really want us to understand is that those two books, the Bible and the Quran, they have no powers. And when you hold them next to the Constitution is supreme, because it says, if any other law is inconsistent with the provisions of this Constitution shall prevail, and that other law shall, to the extent of the inconsistency, be void. So that means that the Bible and the Quran that you're holding on to, and you pray, and you go to church, and you buy, and blood of Jesus, and Jesus, Allahu Akbar, and all of this stuff, they don't have any constitutional powers. There is no powers that they confer on you as a citizen right now. What they do is to weaken you. They weaken you, prevent you from taking collective action to hold your government to account using the powers that I just told you. Those two powers are 14.2a. The participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. That's 14.2a. 14.2c. Sorry. I keep... That's the 14.2c I just read. That is 14.2c. Let us do that all over again. I don't want to... 14.2a states, it's 14.2a, number 1, 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. You will need to really understand that, and we need to really demonstrate that. We need to use those powers. We are sovereigns. As sovereigns, those are powers. Your powers of sovereignty is not conferred to you by the Bible. It's not conferred on you by the Quran. It's conferred by this constitution. Now we know the constitution is not. We know the constitution is not perfect. Well, we want it to be reviewed, redrawn. But until it's redrawn, we need to begin to use those powers. The Bible or the Quran does not give you any powers. It makes you weak. You will be begging on for something that is rightfully yours. As a sovereign, you have your powers of sovereignty is more powerful than what the Bible or the Quran combined can give you as a citizen. It is more powerful. But many, we've been sold a lie. We've been sold a lie. And I'm hoping to wake many up. So please, if you're watching us, take a minute. I'd like you to take a minute. Go and subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. So how do you do that? Let me show you. For those of you who are on YouTube. So subscribe, hit the subscription button on YouTube, hit notification button, and finally give us thumbs up. Help us grow the platform. We really need your support in this. Again, those of you who are on Facebook, if you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY on YouTube, here's your opportunity to do so. Please, here is what you need to do. Subscribe to Citizen AY, hit notification button, give us thumbs up. Help us grow the platform. We really need your support. We appreciate you. We appreciate you listening to our broadcast. We're even more grateful if you can go right now to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit subscription button, hit notification button, give us thumbs up. Help us grow the platform. We really, really need your support. And particularly on the issues that we're talking about, we're here to awaken the minds of our people. Africa is rising. A lot of people are waking up. It is not by accident that Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Guinea, all under French, are waking up and breaking free. They don't want to be the CFA. CFA is printed by the French, and the French don't use the CFA. They use the euro. That's slavery right there. That is slavery. The dollars that we use, the dollars is sucking away. It should not be legal tender in Nigeria. But in Nigeria, people are using dollars to pay for rent, school fees, hotel bookings. In Nigeria, that is challenging our naira as a legal tender in our own country. And that is actually it poses a bigger threat to our economy, because it is going to bankrupt our nation. The more money you make, the more the dollar will take. Because we don't fix the naira, the rate of the naira. We don't fix it. They fix it. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to show you what I mean. 1 second. I need us to really understand this, because some people don't really understand. When I talk about this, people seem to think, he's just ranting. Let me show you what I mean. And I'm going to illustrate that. And this is a damaging thing for us. we are in a situation whereby our manufacturing base is the way out. And as Africans, we need to unite among ourselves. We need to make sure that Africa becomes a free trade area, an area where Africans trade among themselves. There's free movement for all Africans across Africa, and the passport, we don't have to go and queue. You know, we can trade among ourselves. That must be our first market. We have to trade among ourselves. What's happening is that our resources are being taken away from Africa. Uranium is being taken from Niger. It's being taken from Gabon. Oil is being taken from Nigeria at dirt cheap prices. We are all facing collective oppression, and we need to wake up. And that is the plan. That is why we're saying what we're saying here. Let me just go and do this on naira to the dollar. I just want to show you so that you can see what is really going on. I want you to see it. Make it smaller here. I want you to see that. 1 second. I mean, I could do it this way, but I'm going to just show you. Look, for those of you watching, I need you to understand. You see, that is naira to dollar. For every 1 naira, it is only worth 0.0013. And in fact, it drops sometimes. It even drops to 126. You can see. Let me move it here. It even drops to 126 sometimes. You see? Because it's a graph. Can I make that graph come in? You can't. Okay, I have to make it smaller. Can I make it any more smaller? It won't let me do it. But anyway, this is the one that's more important. I wanted to just show you that. So every time when Pastor Adeboye says, "Oh, let us just pray," and we're not dealing with the fundamental issue. Prayers is not going to fix our refineries. We need our government to fix our refineries. We need the government to work together to get local experts to fix all the foreign refineries in Nigeria. What are those refineries? One is in Kaduna Refinery, Warri Refinery, Port Harcourt Refinery, Port Harcourt Refinery 2. These are things that I'm hoping that we can encourage our people to join. So when we hear the likes of Pastor Adeboye saying, "Oh, naira will become equal to the dollar and it will happen," that is a pie in the sky. It's a lie. It's a pie in the sky. And if there's a pie in the sky, it means that it will never come into your hands. The pie in the sky will never form in your hands. You can look at it, "Oh, it's a pie in the sky. Oh, I'm hungry." But it will never come into your hand. Guess why? Because it is not real. It is not real. So the statements made by Pastor Adeboye, when he's talking about Nigeria, naira will be better, it will be equal to dollar, and all of that, we have to challenge that. We must begin to really, speak up. And I want to congratulate the congregation. I want to congregate his congregation, because he says here, when naira was stronger than the dollar, don't worry, those days will return. Pastor Adeboye said, realizing a reluctant response of amen from the congregation, the clergyman quickly added, "Oh, I know you don't believe me. If the Lord I serve is still on the throne, what throne?" I'm asking, what throne is the Lord I serve? What throne? What throne is he on? What throne is his Lord on? Is it a throne in Nigeria? Because that is the only thing that matters. He can be a throne anywhere in the world. How does that improve the lives of the people? If his Lord that he serves is on a throne, does that reduce the price of fuel for his people now? I'm just asking. What the throne is on. If he says if his Lord is on a throne, does it ease the pains of the people? Or is it not that he should be suggesting to the people to join, to actually join him? Please throw me an invite if you want to join in and if you want to discuss. Particularly if you are from Nigeria, I'd love to hear from you as well. We can discuss this on air if you wanted to join in and discuss. Let me see if I've got some friends I can invite, and I will endeavor to make sure I add people more. Say no spare no kulunga. I don't know who that is, but I'm not sure. I want to be sure. You need to be a Nigerian to really understand, because you would understand what I'm talking about. That's Blue Afrique. I've not seen her for a while. But this is really about Nigeria. So I'm going to invite those who are Nigerian, who I think are Nigerians, because they can talk about this from that point of view. They understand what we are going through, and they can really, it's not that I'm trying to, ignore anybody. I'm just saying, but unless of course you know the subject area and you want to discuss with us, then that's fine. You can join in, because today's broadcast is really about the pastors, and the pastors are doing enormous psychological damage. Pastors and imams are doing enormous psychological damage to our people. They are reducing our people to become inert, sort of dependent on prayers, into a state of inertia, and we need to wake them up. And that is why we're doing programs like we're doing to encourage many people to please wake up and stop following this fraudulent religions that are there to simply oppress us and enslave our minds. The irresponsible statement for me by Pastor Adeboye is to say naira will don't worry, when naira was stronger than the dollar, that time those days will return. That is just, it's an empty talk. It is not based on any fact. The only way that the naira will be better than the dollar is suddenly. I don't know, many of you would have heard. Have you heard about the BRICS? Did you know that the BRICS, they rejected Nigeria? Do you know that the BRICS, they rejected Nigeria? BRICS rejected Nigeria. Nigeria tried to join the BRICS and they were rejected. And that is something that should be of concern. That BRICS rejects Nigeria. That is something that all of us should be concerned about. We should be like, no, this is not right. How is this possible? If you're trying to build Nigeria, and this is happening, and those you call leaders are just standing by, and we already know that the dollar is facing a crisis. People are laughing. Sometimes when I say, oh, are you aware that the dollar, there's a de-dollarization going? People just go, what's that? Oh, it will never be. Well, this is it. You see, the last people to know about this are usually the ones who are, who are oblivious to what is going on around them, because then suddenly it dawned on them when many people have been long aware and taking positions to change that. For example, let me just give a little hint to those who are looting our money and going to Africa and to America and stashing our money. Don't be surprised one day. Don't be surprised one day. Your money is in what? Dollars. Don't be surprised if the US decide that your money, they will now say, no, actually, we're going to convert it to naira for you. Yes, they'll convert it to naira for you, that we cannot keep it anymore. That is what you face. And if you do not fix naira, of course your money is worthless. They can do that. The US can do that. The US can suddenly say, oh, something is wrong. Our economy is not working. They will suddenly think of their own people first. So all the money that you've taken and looted and put into US, overnight, they can make it worthless in your hand. I need you to understand that. That is the risk that you are taking. As those of you looting Nigerian money and going and putting it in foreign bank accounts, one day, one morning, they can just wake up and go, we are having major problems in our economy. We want that money. They will just give you naira, which is worthless, and they will keep the dollar. And there's nothing you can do. You hear me? There is nothing you can do. Are you going to take them to court? Are you going to take them to court? Will you take them to court? They know you looted the money. That's another thing you don't realize. They know. Many of these countries that you are putting your money, they know you looted the money. Let me give you an example of what I mean. You remember Taka, S-Taka or something, with 12 billion in the UK. He died. Where's that money? Is it not still in the UK? Or at least a large part of it still not in the UK? Abacha loot. He died. It was in banks. It's till today, banks around the world are benefiting. But with the people who owns the money, they are suffering. This is what I'm saying. Now, those of you looting African money and going to start it with this country. With the BRICS thing happening now, with Brazil, Russia, India, China, there's 12 countries now together. There's Qatar, I think it is, Saudi Arabia, and other countries. They've all joined the BRICS, but they refuse Nigeria. Now, we can, because the naira is so tied to the dollar, but as a swipe, we can change it. Last year in Nigeria, 2 years for 2 years in a row, $9 billion worth of gold was looted from Nigeria. $9 billion. The reason I'm saying it, but Pastor Adeboye and others will not talk about that. They won't talk about it. Oh, they just want the dollars. Just want the dollars. What I'm saying is dollar is being used. It's being used to loot from us. Dollar is being used to loot from Nigeria. And Nigeria needs to de-dollarize right now. But of course, we know that those who are looting our money, those who have gone and looted Nigerian money and put it in foreign banks, they put it in dollars. They don't want that to happen. So they are afraid. Where do I take the money to? Hey, what? De-dollarization? My money is going to be useless. Where do I move it to? So they are panicking. They are not showing you on the outside, but I'm telling you that they are panicking. Because they know that the day that dollar becomes worthless, they are finished. They know that they're finished. And that is what is likely to happen. You know, where is our radio station? Kola Fokomoju. Look, my brother, I've told you that Baba has got a radio station now. The Yoruba World Media have got a radio station. You can join that, and it's on air. So I don't know what you mean, but it is there. At one point, Yoduduwati Radio was going to do a radio station, but of course, you all know that we decided to we put some funds together, and those funds were actually used to print out a lot of T-shirts, £1 million naira worth of T-shirts all over 8 states. So these are all records that we have. So I hope that answers your question. But like I said, there is a radio station for Yoruba World Media. I'm aware of it, but I don't necessarily follow it because my thought process is slightly different. I mean, I'm still for Yoruba Nation, but I think we need to look at it from a different point of view, and that is very, very important to look at. We have to look at it from a very different point of view. It's not about getting Yoruba Nation tomorrow. In the current situation that we're in, we first need our people to know their rights, and this is why I've been saying it from day one. It goes back down to the issue of knowing your rights. And again, for example, if you know your rights, you will not be listening to the likes of Pastor Adeboye. You will not be listening to the likes of any Imam telling you whatever I say in the learning is what is going to happen. You will not be listening to any of them because you know that they don't possess any powers. But so far now, in your mind, what the government has done with religion is to make people believe that this religion possesses some kind of power, which they don't possess. And I've just shown you on the screen, those of you who are following us on YouTube and on Facebook, I've shown you on the screen. I'm showing you the powers that you possess as citizens. I've shown you that the Constitution has more power than the Bible and the Quran combined. I'm showing you all of that. So I hope that answers the question. I can bring you on board if you want to talk about it. Let me. I can make you a guest if you want. Yeah, I'll send you an invite because we can discuss this. I don't have anything to hide on that front at all. I don't. There is a new registration that they've created. It's online. It's Yoruba World Media. I know they talked about it, but I wasn't able to join. Yomiko Ki, Professor Banji Akintoye, they were all on there. So there is a radio station. But the question is, what is it that we are trying to achieve? Can we achieve Yoruba Nation now? I don't think we can achieve Yoruba Nation right now. We need our people to be aware of their constitutional rights first and foremost. Once they understand that, now they can now go to the next step. The next step is to now go, okay, they're exercising those powers. Once they start exercising the powers, now the next step will be now, okay, now using those powers, we can now call for a referendum on ground. And once a referendum is in place, what that means is now you can now say we're going for self-determination. So it's a step. It's a series of steps. We're not there. Unfortunately, It's 60 to 80 million Yoruba people, or in fact 200 million citizens. Unless a referendum clause is inserted in the constitution of Nigeria, we cannot leave Nigeria. That is the reality of what we face. Unless a referendum clause is inserted, unless a referendum clause is inserted in that constitution, we cannot get Yoruba Nation. That is the reality of what we face. So I'm very, very clear. I am for Yoruba Nation nonetheless, and I continue to advocate for that. I hope that answers your question, but I'm not trying to be, free, free RD. I'm not quite sure what that means. I don't know. Free RD. Okay, the Republic of the Congo, I think it is. I think it's Congo. I think it is. So I hope that answers your question, my brother. And I hope I've been able to shed some light on some of the answers, questions that you may have posed. You posed there. I don't, like I said, I don't have anything to hide. We are trying to build and grow our platform here, and of course, we need support in doing that. So whatever you can do in terms of following us, sharing to other people, and talking about the issues that we talked about now. This issue now that we spoke about, the issue of the Pastor Adeboye comments, those are things that are not really helping. They are really Kunle Adewumi, my brother, let me explain something. Posted 3 days. Yeah, well, it is. Yeah, well, I will say that it is useless in Nigeria. Reply, it is useless in Nigeria. So it is useless in Nigeria. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put, I'm just answering somebody. Somebody said something and I wanted to answer them quickly. So I'm not here to try and, say anything else other than, as you all know, Citizen Network is a platform where we speak truth to power. We do not come here to do tito-tato. We come here to really talk about how we can improve our lives, how we can ensure that we collectively ourselves, that we can come to that realization collectively of the powers that we possess. And what are those powers? Those powers are what I keep telling you all, and we need to keep encouraging us to know it. The powers are simple. These powers are 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. Those are the powers that you possess. And of course, how do you use it? The participation by the people in the government shall be ensured in accordance with the provisions of this constitution, 14.2c. That's the powers you possess. Now, those pastors, those imams, telling you about religious beliefs and everything else, those religious beliefs, they have no constitutional basis. They have no power within Nigeria. They have no power. They are used to distract your mind. I keep telling you, Section 1.3 of the Nigerian Constitution states, if any law is inconsistent with the provisions of this constitution shall prevail, and that other law shall, to the extent of the inconsistency, be void. Now, because many of us don't know this, we will not know that is what it actually means. And it tells us, I keep telling you, the sovereignty, the powers we possess, and how we can use it. We need to begin to use that. We need to teach our people about those powers. That is how I see it. I totally reject the statement made by Pastor Adeboye in terms of naira will return to the same parity or will be more than dollar. It's a statement that is not based on any logical thinking. It is a statement straight away. How will that happen if you keep importing? If our government keeps importing processed oil when they refuse to fix the refinery? You cannot. If you keep spending more money importing oil. So that statement is just nonsense. It makes no sense. In fact, it is such a disappointment. And that's what I really am stating here. Please do subscribe to Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. Give us the thumbs up. Help us reach more people. Let me just take a minute to go in there and remind those of you who are watching us. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification button. Give us thumbs up. And that also goes for those of you who are on TikTok as well. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to Citizen Network. We really would appreciate your support. Follow us on YouTube, TikTok. I'll be endeavoring to come out on a regular basis on the platform and share more of our thoughts as we go forward. So please subscribe to Citizen AY. Those of you on YouTube, subscribe, hit notification button, give us thumbs up. Always, every time you come up, make sure you give us the thumbs up. It helps us to reach more people, and our broadcast can get more following, and we can talk about more things, and we can get that the information to reach where it needs to reach. Again, on TikTok, please follow us, give us a follow, and help us reach more people. We need this information to go far and wide. Our people have suffered too long. In fact, the whole of Africa is suffering under the colonial oppression. We don't even know it. The currencies of all of the countries, the currencies of all African countries are worthless. In most cases, they are almost worthless when you compare it to the value of the northern western countries. And it's designed that way to ensure that they continue to extract the resources of Africa at dirt cheap prices. And we need to address that. What are we going to do about that? How can we solve that? It is beginning to trade among ourselves as Africans. That is the first we need to do. How we can do this. And we, the citizens, now we need to begin getting involved in this, because the people who are being handpicked by the colonial, the colonials are handpicking people to govern the people of Africa, and they're removing the people of power, the voice of the people of Africa, from the process of selecting our leaders. And that is a step that we've been in for over 40 years, and we need to address that, and we need to change that. That is that's what I think. That's what I firmly believe. Please, those of you who are supporting Pastor Adeboye and others and saying, oh, he said well, it's not correct. He's actually is reducing the thinking of many people by this action. It's not about abusing him, but it is really not helping. What he should be coming out with are supporting those of us who are clamoring for the refinery to be fixed. You see, you can give as much palliative as you want. Oh, we're giving money, we're giving billions and billions. But the billions are worthless, because that money, every time you give billions of naira, the dollar keeps growing up in value. So whatever you give in naira, they'll have to spend more of the naira to get less of the dollar. So that is killing our economy. And that is what I wanted to state in this broadcast. I think I'll probably be somebody's making statement here. Let me see. Sorry, that's not it. Sorry, I was thinking for a second. So let me just check that. So please, if you do, as you're joining us, please do subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Help us grow the platform. Subscribe to Citizen AY, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up. How do you do that? Those of you on Facebook, here's what you need to do. Go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY, hit the notification button, and of course, give us the thumbs up. So give us a thumbs up. Help us reach more people. We really appreciate your support. The more you can go across to Citizen AY right now on YouTube and subscribe. The link for that to subscribe is already is in the broadcast. So you just click on it and you can do that. So one more time, subscribe to Citizen AY, subscribe, hit the notification button, and of course, give us thumbs up. Help us reach more people. We are truly appreciative, and we're grateful for your support. Help us reach more people. We are very, very grateful for that. Again, for those of you who are on YouTube, here we go. So that's Facebook. So let's do that now. So those of you on Facebook, we'd like you to really subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit the notification button. Give us thumbs up. Help us reach more people. It is really, really important, because what we're trying to do is to raise the level of awareness in our communities. We do not believe that religion is a solution. In fact, religion is not the solution. Over 50, 60 years of practicing these religions, Nigeria has gotten worse. The citizens are suffering, and we are justified. It even gives more justification for why we're going for self-determination. But right now, what we're saying is that the government must begin to fix the refineries, and they need to help us in, they need to begin to actually, the pastors and imams, instead of saying pray, they should need to be the ones joining on the bandwagon and saying, look, government, fix the refineries. You must fix the refineries. This is the problem. See the problem. Don't ignore. Don't try and come up with a meaningless discussion, because this discussion, unfortunately, is not going to solve the problems that the people are facing daily. The refinery is what needs to be fixed. So we are here to remind those of you watching, Please help us reach more people. Adeni, thank you. 445 join. Thank you very much. Those of you who are joining, don't forget, give us a like, follow us on TikTok, help us reach more people. We'll be doing more broadcasts like this. Hopefully, we're planning to do it on a daily basis because I know we need to engage on TikTok a lot more, and we will endeavor to do that as far as it's possible. We want to engage. Okay, let me just invite her. Let me invite somebody. I think somebody wanted to join. I don't know if he's here. I've sent you an invite. If you want to join, Adenike Adeshewa. So if you wanted to talk about Nigeria, the issue is about the pastor. What are your thoughts on it? The prayers do not solve our problems. We need the refineries to be fixed. Why is it that the pastors and the imams are not talking about fixing the refineries? They're only talking about, oh, you follow my religion, or you pray to this one, the God I know, and all of that. That's not solving our problem. People cannot eat 3 square meals a day. You know what people are doing in Nigeria? Let me tell you a little secret. People in Nigeria are doing something. It's called 010. O, no breakfast. 1, lunch, no dinner. Or 001. No breakfast, no lunch, only dinner. Or 100. Breakfast, no lunch, no dinner. And some cases, some they are doing 000. And then they will try and have the meal. Because people are suffering. That is what is going on. And I do not see the actions of Adeboye, Pastor Adeboye, to address those concerns. That's why we're coming out and speaking about this. It's not about just sort of saying, oh, talking nonsense. We're trying to really look at real answers to the problems that people are facing. So if you do want to join in and you want to say 1 or 2 things, please do join. Before I'll probably be wrapping up in a minute or so. I think we've been going on for about a time now. Let me see how long we've been going on for. Let me just check that. Yeah, 1 hour ago. So I've been doing that for about an hour now. I want to thank you all for joining and you know, leaving comments. But please do leave more comments. Above all, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit notification button. Give us thumbs up. Help us reach more people. It's really important. What we're trying to do here is to really make sure that our people. I'm going to try and answer some people who are on here. I'll do try and all hail James Friday. Thank you very much. All hail Oduduwa. Thank you. All hail Biafra. Yes, of course. Freedom, Biafras and Oduduwas. Yes. James Friday, thank you very much for that. So yeah, I am for Yoruba Nation, as I've stated, and you know my stated plan. I do not think that we can get it at the minute, but that doesn't mean that we should stop supporting it. We shouldn't. That doesn't mean that we should stop supporting Yoruba Nation or Biafra. No, we will, but we can equally. For me, in my books, we can support all of the support Yoruba Nation and Biafra, and encourage our people to begin to exercise their powers as laid down in the Constitution, because that is the only way our people can begin to actually, can begin to hold their governors to account. It is not about sort of just saying, oh, just ignore it, because there are monthly allocations that our people are missing out on. We can force those in government to fix our roads, our water, our light, our schools, our bridges. We can force the government now to fix the refineries, to ease the pains of our people. And we cannot ignore that. I don't believe that sitting on the side and just saying Yoruba Nation and Biafra Nation alone and not addressing the concerns of our people right now is the answer. I think we need to participate in that process. I think we need to participate firmly and strongly, fully in that process, encouraging our people to begin to use the powers. Again, let me take this opportunity to read the powers to you that you possess. And by reading those powers, it doesn't mean that I believe in Nigeria. I just tell you that you have those powers and you can use it. And we can use it as a way to get to the point where we get our people to go for self-determination. Because what we want is we want a referendum clause to be inserted in the Constitution of Nigeria, that all parts of Nigeria will be able to now go for a referendum collectively. Very, very important. But to be able to do that, you first need to know the laws. And that is where we keep talking about this idea of encouraging our people to know the power they possess within the Constitution and to use those powers. Using it does not mean you support it. It just means that for the to stop the suffering that our people are going through. They get engaged in that process. I hope that makes sense. So the kind of talk that Pastor Adeboye is making now, and I'm sort of saying, the naira and it will be the dollar, naira will be more than the dollar and all that stuff. That's irresponsible. And the congregation did not say amen. They did not say amen. Listen. Let me read to you what is first said. Then I'll read you what the congregation did. So I'll send another invite. If somebody wants to join, anybody want to join me, you can join me. I think I've got about 10 minutes or so. I'll send an invite again. If you want to join, you can join. It's just to have a talk about this. Now, so it says here, what it said, Pastor Adeboye says, Pastor Adeboye has declared that glorious days when Nigerian currency was more valuable than its American equivalent dollar will soon return. How will it return? How will it return? What way? How will that return? It will not return. I don't see how that will return. I don't see how that will return. So these are things that I really want us to really begin to look at collectively. When you are hearing statements like this from the pastors, they are not giving you any solution. That's what I want you to remember. They are not coming up with any solution to your problems. They are adding to your problems. They are telling you to say amen. So he declared that glorious days when Nigerian currency was more valuable than its American equivalent dollar will soon return. I can make a declaration. Yes, Nigeria will soon return. Nigerian currency, naira, was more valuable than its American equivalent dollar. You can say that. Anybody can say that. But how is that going to change anything? Without fixing the refineries, nothing is going to change. And it's silent on fixing the refineries. It's just saying pray and say. And it came. So the congregation did something. It said here. The congregation went like this. They said. He prayed. So when naira was stronger than dollar, don't worry, those days will return. Pastor Adeboye said. Realizing a reluctant response of amen from the congregation, the clergyman quickly added, I know you won't believe me. If the Lord I serve is still on the throne, those glorious days will return. That doesn't matter. We don't care who God you serve. What throne is he on? Is the throne in Nigeria? Is his throne in Nigeria? That's the question. If his throne is in Nigeria, then maybe it's relevant. But if it's not in Nigeria, what's the point of him being any throne? The person that you serve. Shouldn't you, your people, the people that you should be focused on serving are the people of Nigeria, not Jesus Christ. Can you see? I serve God. I serve Jesus Christ. Listen to his words. It says here, if the Lord I serve is still on the throne, those glorious days will return. Now, what throne is he talking about? What throne? Is the throne in Lagos? Is it in Ibadan? Is it in Oyo? Is it in Kwara State? Is it in Kogi? Is it where? Is it in Zamfara? Where is that throne? And how will that throne provide food for the people who are hungry? How will that throne provide food for the people who are hungry? So these are the questions we should be asking. We should ask. We have every right to question any of those pastors coming and telling us to believe in the lies of the governance. These are things, thank you. Thank you very much. Osatusi, Ruth Ajibola. Thank you so much. I'm going to pin that statement there. Please, as you are coming in, I would love you to give us thumbs up. That was on YouTube. Thank you so much for that comment. Osatusi, I hope I'm saying it right. Thank you very much. Don't forget, those of you watching us, go ahead, give us thumbs up. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, hit the notification button, and help us reach more people. How do you do that? Let me quickly show you again. Those of you who are on YouTube, subscribe to Citizen AY, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up, help us reach more people. We really need your support. And it's very, very important at this point to address and call out all of these pastors. The lady there wrote just now, and I'm very grateful for that comment, which I pinned. He says here, well done and many thanks. thank you so much. So I'm going to quickly reply back. If I can find a way to answer that, let me just go here. So I hope I've got it right. So I'm putting that there. Satoshi Ruth Ajibola. So we're trying to really get this, get this functioning. And answer as many people as possible. We endeavor to answer, or at least like the page, the comment, and pin it, and all of these things as you watch us. This platform, we're trying to grow it. We are just around about 2,700 thereabouts, I think, on YouTube, and we'd like to get to 5,000. To be honest, we'd like to get to 5,000. And bearing in mind that we have over 119,000 followers on YouTube, on Facebook, we would like those of you who are on Facebook to go ahead to our YouTube page. It's pinned on there. Just go and click on that and help us grow the YouTube platform. We would really appreciate that. And the work that we're doing is for our collective benefit. So we really need you all to join us, help us reach more people, subscribe, and follow us on TikTok as well. Good evening to those of you on TikTok. Thank you for joining us. You are watching Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. What we endeavor to do is always to encourage and enlighten our people to know the powers they possess as citizens, to be able to hold those they elect to office to account. And that is of immense importance. I wonder if my brother is here. I was going to do something quickly, but I wasn't. I may have to do it in two ways. Let me see if somebody's I was waiting for. No, I can't do it now. I'm going to have to do it another time. So we're going to wrap this up on this platform. Again, we call on the pastors and the imams on all of this, to stop giving people false hopes. They are giving false hopes to citizens when they should actually be calling on the government to fix the refineries. So we are calling on you all to help us share the broadcast, help us reach more people. Pastor Adeboye is not doing the right thing by saying he's praying and that the naira will be more than the dollar and everything else like it used to be. That's not going to work. What we need, concrete action. Encourage our people, our government first and foremost. They need to fix the refineries. Just fix it. That's all. They must fix those refineries. And that's what we are here to encourage. So, in closing, I guess I'm going to try and I'll be bringing this to an end here. We're going to pause here and come back. Tomorrow we'll come back again and do more broadcasts on a range of topics. We will be talking more about the Gabon issue. There is still a concern about Gabon in the sense that we think that military coup was actually engineered by the French rather than by the people themselves, because the family of the current government are still the ones who are in control, from what we can understand. So that is a concern, and we just need to be sure that is not just another spin that's been put in our way to make us believe that, yes, they're working for you and all that. I think there is something that we have to be very, very aware of. So what is left for me to say now is to say thank you. Oh, hello, somebody's back again on TikTok. Thank you very much. Please give us likes, help us follow and share. We're saying that the pastors and imams in Africa, they have lied to us for so long. We need to wake up. Just saying that the naira and dollar will return, that's a useless statement. What should be better is for the pastor to say, right, okay, we are calling on the government to fix the refineries. We are calling on the government to actually, join the people and demanding that they fix the refineries to bring down the price of oil, because we're importing processed oil and that is costing us. We're wasting more the money. We're borrowing money to buy processed oil instead of using that money to fix the refinery to bring the price of oil down. We are making the lives of our people a misery, and these are the things that Pastor Adeboye and others like him are refusing to say anything about. That is bad, and it is not something we should really be silent on. So I call on you all, please help us spread the word about our broadcast. You are, of course, watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'm going to pause now. I'll be back later on. Let me get something done. I'll probably be back on Oduduwa TV Radio later on. We will talk about more other no doubt this issue will come back again. This issue of Pastor Adeboye will come back, but there are other more pressing issues as well on top of that. The fact that Niger, the French are still trying to go and get ECOWAS to fight, and so far we're saying ECOWAS should not. We don't know exactly how they're going to deal with Gabon. Gabon is saying that, oh, it's a transitional government and all of that. We're going to watch that. And also, Africa, we need to begin to actually deal with this issue of, we're not allowed to we cannot travel. Europeans and others can come into Africa and travel freely. Africans cannot travel freely. Why is that? And why are we accepting that? That is a major concern. Nigeria is the largest nation in that place. That is something that we should be dealing with immediately. We should be saying no, because you see, when you get free travel, that would actually improve the Nigerian economy. We can reach all areas of Nigeria and encourage, inter-trading among African nations. These are things that we do not see. Instead of trying to trade with people halfway across the world, we reduce the cost of traveling. Cost of transporting our goods. We reduce the cost of importing anything else when we do it within our Africa. They don't want that to happen, obviously, but that is what we need to happen. And we are here to encourage us all to begin to really think of Africa in that way. We need to unite. We need to work together to free our people. We cannot travel freely. We need visas and passports, but foreigners can travel freely in Africa. And that is, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. From Nigeria, if you want to go to South Africa, you will need a visa. But somebody from Europe or from Sweden or from UK or from France, they can go to any part of Africa. They don't need a visa. And we say we're in Africa. So which part does that signify that Africa is free? We're going to do a program on this particular one later on at some point. But I want to thank you all for joining me. You, of course, watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me take a pause, and then we'll be back later on. If not today, I'll be back tomorrow. But be watching out. It's likely we'll be doing a broadcast in the next few minutes on Oduduwa TV Radio about a festival, a Yoruba festival coming out. It's going to be a Yoruba festival in London, and our economy will be joining me to discuss about that sometime later on this evening. I'll keep you posted. In the meantime, please keep it locked on Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. As ever, please don't forget, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY. So how do you do that? Subscribe to Citizen AY, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up, help us reach more people. Again, we will do that. We'll urge you again, if you are on YouTube or Facebook, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up, help us reach more people. It is really, really important. The work we're doing on Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We do our broadcast largely in English because, as we all know, Nigeria is made up of different people speaking different languages. And that is why we encourage, we speak in English. We do speak Pidgin English on this platform also to help for aid understanding for those who speak Pidgin. And we'll be doing programs. Sometimes we do programs exclusively in Pidgin, and we will do that again. But for what we'd like us all to do, is to help me, please follow Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, on TikTok. And of course, go ahead to Citizen AY on YouTube and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit the notification button, give us thumbs up, help us with more people. We really will appreciate your support. For now, I want to thank you very much. Again, we continue to say that Pastor Adeboye should really join with the people, calling for the government to fix the refineries as soon as possible. For now, I want to thank you all very much for joining me. You have been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I do apologize if I've been flipping between screens, because I've got a lot of screens in front of me, well, a few screens, and I've been trying to keep tabs, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, and I might be doing X space as well. Oh, okay, who's this one? I don't know who that is. Whoa, bro, hello. Hi, hello there. How you doing? You all right? You good? Okay, good. Thanks. I'm good. Yeah, I'm talking about Africa. Where are you from? Where are you from? Syria. Yeah, I'm Nigeria. So we're talking about a lot of problems in Africa and how the money, the money that is going on. Sorry? Yeah. So it's difficult, yeah. But so we're talking about that, and how Africans can free themselves from, from the people making us suffer. So yeah, I don't know how you see things. What's it like in Syria? What's it like in Syria? Is Arab? Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm not. I'm not good at Arab. Sorry, not. I don't speak Arab. But thank you very much, my brother. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. I appreciate. Bye now. Okay. Decline. Okay, you can go. Yeah. Okay, so that was someone trying to join me, and I wanted to hear from what they were saying. But what I will do, please, before you go, subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Help us grow the platform. Help us reach more people. If you're Nigerian or African, please subscribe, share this. We are trying to do more podcasts to cover a wider range of Africans, not just Nigerians, Ghanaians, Africans, all Africans, because this is a platform for all of us, and I'd like us to really reach out to each other and help us grow. Help us grow the platform. Help us grow Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. For now, I'd like to say thank you very much. I'll be back later on. Thank you, and bye for now. Bye for now. Okay. So those of you watching us on YouTube, thank you so very much for joining. It's been a pleasure. It's been a minute. We're going to come back and talk about a range of other issues as well. We will do. I still want to come and talk about Gabon issue because I've talked about it, and I will be coming back and do a special program on that. And I want to talk about the currencies. There's a program I'm going to be doing that talks about the currencies. It talks about there's a program I'm doing that is already talking about that we're doing that's going to talk about the currencies and how it's being used to strip off Africa of its resources every day. And it's something we need to really understand. And I will be doing an extensive detailed research. I'm doing an extensive detailed research on that, which I will bring to you, and we'll discuss that live on air on Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. And this is also, again, I keep telling you, Nigeria is going through the same thing. People don't realize. I want you to, before I go, I want you to have this in your mind. That is your naira. Your 1 naira is not up to 1p. It's not even up to 1p of your dollar, of the dollar. It's not even up to 1p of the dollar. Not even up to 1p. 0.00013. It's not 13 cents, so it's 0.000. It's not even up to 1p. It's not up to 1p of the dollar. So whatever resources that you're selling, you are selling it at a knockdown price. We need to really understand that. Whatever resource that whatever you're selling from Nigeria, you are already on a loss, because the price of that is tied to your dollar and to your naira. Your naira is not up to 1p. Let me check something for you quickly. Naira to the pound. Let me show you what I mean. Again, so you will understand what I mean. Maybe this will begin to make sense. To the pound. To pound. Yeah? I want to show you, because these are things that we're not thinking about, and we need to. If you're going to build a nation, look at that. It's not even up to 1p. It's not up to 1 cent or 1p. You see? 0010. The naira is not up to 1. Again, can you see? But they are getting our resources. We have got to wake up. All their economic policies, if we are allowing our stuff to be bought at less than 1p, whatever we sell, they will buy more of it with more of their with less of their dollars. We need to wake up. There is a lot of work for us all to do. So I will leave that there. I'm going to be back later on. Ladies and gentlemen, you are of course watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Please share this podcast. Let us reach more people. I'll come back shortly. I'll be bringing somebody on to talk about the Yoruba Day celebration on the 23rd of September. The economy. We'll be talking live on Oduduwa TV Radio or this platform. I'll be speaking to him. I'll be back in a few minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, you are of course watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please subscribe, hit the notification button, give us thumbs up. Help us grow the platform. Those of you who are on Facebook, there's over 119,000. Please, when you get this podcast, go ahead and subscribe right now to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us grow the platform. We really need that platform popping, so it gives us an alternative that we can do our broadcast. Like I said, the ponder what you see on the screen. The dollar, naira to dollar, 0013. Naira to pounds, 0010. Our naira is worthless. We need to be able to start controlling and fixing our own naira, and it should be something that should be legal tender in our land, nothing else. We are losing money. We are losing money, selling more of our stuff, of our resources to get less, because our currency is being devalued severely. So please take note. Thank you for watching. You are watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Thank you, and bye for now. I greet you all. Thank you, bye for now.